I bought myself a watch. You know, one of these fancy watches that measure your heartbeat and tells you that you don't move enough during the day. But with the watch, I also got myself a sense of guilt. Guilt of spending money. Because, you know, these watches are not cheap. And I know I shouldn't spend that much money on a watch, but I did it anyway. So what should I do now that I feel this enormous feeling of guilt? Should I return the watch? No, I love this watch and I don't want to return it. Should I feel guilty to the rest of my life? Well, I don't like that idea. Should I maybe punish myself? I think that the feeling of guilt is the punishment. And that is not a constructive solution anyway. So what should I do? Okay, this is the plan. First, I will make myself some cup of tea. Then I will make the fire. Then I will sit by the fire, get cozy. And then I will close my eyes and I will get inward. I will face the feeling of guilt and I will feel it until it fades away. Every emotion fades away eventually. I will let it go. So, during my letting go session, meditation, letting go of my guilt, I found out that I feel guilty no matter the amount of money I spend. I can spend as little as 3 euros and I will feel guilty to spend it. Unless if the money is for something that is for survival, like food or electricity. So I feel guilty every time I spend money for something for fun, and I don't feel guilty if I spend the money for survival things. I remember when I was like 8 years old, I wanted to bake a cake, and my grandmother, she didn't allow me to bake a cake because she didn't allow me to use eggs for the cake. She made me feel like I could compromise the chance of our survival if I take the eggs for something fun like cake. She was born between World War I and World War II and there were no eggs. She tried her first eggs when she was 7 years old, but I grew up in a time when we had enough eggs everywhere and I ate it every morning for breakfast. So I couldn't understand why she didn't allow me to spend eggs on cake. And that time the guilt was born. Since that time I didn't ask my parents for money for something fun. I asked them for the money for clothes or something for school or a hairdresser, you know, every teenage girl needs a hairdresser. Since then I felt guilty to ask money for something for fun. And here I am. I'm 44 years old and I'm dealing with the guilt that was created when I was a little child. So now it's a few days later after I had this meditation letting go of guilt session. And And I didn't get rid of all of my guilt. It actually opened my eyes, and now I can see that I feel guilty for many, many things. And that is part of the healing, I think. But particularly about the watch, I don't feel guilty anymore. I really love the watch, and I know I didn't compromise our chance of survival with it. I also found out something interesting. Guilt kept my mindset in a survival mode. And the consequences of that are, I always have enough money to survive, but and only to survive. With that survival mode mindset, I can never become financially free or abundant. So since I let go a little bit of that guilt, I'm a step closer to an exit of this survival mindset, survival mode mindset. And that feels really, really good. Creating life from the inside out is something that really interests me, and I think it's really useful to know how to let go of these negative emotions, because I can see the changes in my life. I can see how my life is changing because I have the tools like letting go technique. Because when you let go of negative emotion, the positive emotion just hugs you, and your life just becomes better because of it. So let's let go all of the guilt. Okay, maybe not all of it. Why not? Let's let go all of the guilt, and let's have a joyful life experience. See you next time. Ciao.